Greetings, everyone. I missed last Sunday because I wasn't really in the mood for comedy. But now I'm in a very comedic mood. You know why? Because of German ministers. That's right. I know German ministers, or indeed any ministers, are really comedy material. But sometimes they are, inadvertently, of course. It'll be too much to hope that they'll do it on purpose. But anyway, even more interestingly, the person that inspired me for this episode was the German finance minister, not the economy minister, not the chancellor, but the finance minister, Mr. Christian Lindner. Now, Mr. Lindner suggested at the end of September that the European Union sets a price cap on all imported gas, including LNG. Just another price cap suggestion, you might say, but no, because Mr. Lindner proposed that the price cap is set above market prices, substantially above market prices. Now, I was talking to my friend Stu the other day, and I told him about this suggestion by the German finance minister. And Stu, he's a very smart person and person with a sense of humor. But Stu froze for a full 10 seconds while he tried to process this information. And I can relate because I had trouble grasping the idea when I first read the news. But the German finance minister is basically suggesting that the European Union pays a lot more than market prices for American LNG because that's where it buys LNG predominantly. Even if it buys it from China, it's still US LNG or perhaps Russian LNG, I don't know, but mostly it's US LNG. Now, think about LNG producers hearing this news. I mean, if I was an LNG producer, I'd be very happy because that's the hedge of hedges. I mean, you sign a long-term contract and you lock in prices that are above the record high market prices that we have right now. What could be better than this? Well, apparently nothing, but there's more news in this department because just a few days after Mr. Lindner came out with his idea, my favorite German minister, Mr. Robert Habeck, came out and said that American LNG producers are asking too much money for their LNG. That's right. First, the finance minister says that Germany and the whole European Union should set a price cap on imported LNG that is higher than market prices. And then his colleague, Mr. Habeck, comes out and says that market prices are too high and Germany doesn't want to pay these prices. Now, in this situation, if I was an LNG producer, I would probably get a bit tired of mixed signals, and I would probably tell the Germans, you know what, guys, I don't think I want to do business with you right now. So take the time to make up your mind. And until then, I'll keep on selling my LNG to the Chinese, who can then resell it to you at a price that they see fit. It will probably be higher, but that's not my problem anymore. Meanwhile, the European colleagues of Mr. Habeck and Mr. Lindner are going seriously cryptic. The energy ministers of the European Union are discussing right now, well, not right now, this minute, but these days, a price corridor for gas. Now, I thought I would save it for next time, this price corridor idea, but I'm not sure another week will help me understand it because essentially it will be a price range. I don't know why they're calling it a corridor. Perhaps it doesn't sound so tradery as a price range does. And they're calling it a dynamic price corridor, meaning, as far as I could understand with my imperfect mind, they will try to impose a moving cap on gas prices. If market prices are higher, I understand the cap will be higher, and if market prices are lower, the cap will be lower. And here you might wonder, why call it a price cap at all? Why not just let the market do its job? And the truth is, I don't know. I really have no idea. But it will be definitely a fascinating development to watch, in Europe, if only to see just how deep in their own cryptic ideas could ministers get bogged down as we await for the first, heating season electricity bill. I'll see you next week, I hope. Have a great week.